Good evening and welcome to Monkeys with Fire. How is everybody tonight? I hope you're all well. Hope you are all ready and set for the weekend ahead. Good evening, Sarah. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. So, we're going to get right on into it. So, what game are we playing this evening? We are going to be heading to the future. We are playing a game of Chronicles of Crime 2400 from Lucky Duck Games. If you are a regular to the channel, you'll know that we have played a Millennium series of crime games. We started in the 1400s in the medieval times as a monk. We then travelled to the 1900s as a Victorian reporter. And now we are a corporate agent in the far-flung future. I'm certainly looking forward to this game. Can't wait. Let's just say hello, good evening to Mystical Unicorn Painting. Good evening, Amberden. Hello, Roger. Welcome to you all. Right, I think we can get started on this pretty much straight away. So, and I believe that we got an additional player this evening because Amberden is going to be joining on in. So, Sarah and Amberden, are you all set and ready for tonight's game? Yes, says Sarah. And Amberden is ready as well. Okay, that's good. So I'm going to unmute you and bring you both in.
Hello.
Good evening, Sarah. Good evening, Amberden.
Hello.
How are you both?
Doing well.
That's good.
Had a nice long walk in the sun this afternoon.
Oh, well, it makes a change from the tremendous storms that we've been experiencing last weekend, so that's good. Right, shall we get started? I think we should, shouldn't we? First things first, of course. As this game does contain stories and puzzle content, then there is a spoiler alert, so be aware that you will have some elements of the game revealed to you. We're only going to play the opening adventure. There are several within the game. And depending on how well we do, we may or may not be able to solve everything, going on track record. So, but be aware that there is a spoiler alert on this game. All right, so I have everything set out. And again, we've played several of these games already, so it's all familiar territory for us.
Even though we've played multiple ones, I find it funny that you're like, oh, there's spoilers because we play so competently that it's going to give those spoilers away when everyone knows that is not going to be the case.
We kind of want to advise people, don't watch this video because we'll be taking you in totally the wrong direction.
This is a how-to not to do video.
It's going to be interesting to see how the cyberspace aspect comes into play.
Yes, I am certainly intrigued in that regard as well.
Ground rules. Do we get a dog and do we get to punch people?
Well, we don't have a dog, but I think we do have something different. Hang on a second, let me show you. Expect that's the same. But what you're going to see is different. I think we have a electronic raven. A cyber raven.
A robot burb. Okay.
Yeah.
At least it's not something like the Tweaky from Buck Rogers.
Oh, you're showing your age now, Amberden.
I mean, yes. Ha ha ha. I got that reference too. No.
And me, a youth whimpering in the background.
Okay. Right, now, Amberden, I don't know whether you've played one of these games with us before, but to do so...
I played, I think, the first one, and at least one of these games.
Okay, well then you will remember that we do require your best acting voice for any characters that you end up playing.
Oh, no.
So I hope you're all set for that. Whether I'm using voices, we'll wait and see.
I think Sarah remembers my attempts at voices.
Can't be worse than mine. But just give me a heads up so I won't have a mouthful of meringue and jam.
Oh, you're not supposed to tease. Okay, let's get this story rolling, and away we go. So, I think I'll be the narrator. I'll do the narration part. So here we are. Embers of red light blaze and fade on the display as the implant slots into place. Sparks of electricity jump between your fingers, briefly illuminating the familiar dimness of your apartment. At last, you've made this old thing operational. Take the cyber implants, the Zapper, and tomographer, and place them on your implant board. Okay, it's telling us to do stuff already. A difference with this game is that we do indeed have implants. Let's take a look. So it's telling us that we need implant number 3 and number 4. Okay, so these are the last two. What do we have? Implant 3 was the Zapper. So that goes just onto our shoulder just there. And this is the tomographer. And, oh, have I done it the right way? No, hang on. That's the tomographer. This is the Zapper. The Zapper is on our hand. So we have some cyber implants already. Excellent.
Well, the Zapper's fairly self-explanatory, but what on earth is a tomographer when it's at home?
Well, let's find out. So the cyber implant Zapper, it's an offensive upgrade capable of shutting down electronics, cybernetics, and robots. Scan it in integration mode to use it against the character you're talking to. I'm liking this already. Be careful, sometimes such aggressive behavior may have negative consequences. So this is your futuristic version of punching people, Sarah. You should be happy straight away. The cyber implant tomographer, it detects irregularities such as cybernetics or other unusual elements in characters at your location. Scan the tomographer card outside of interrogation mode and then scan a character card at the same location as you. Targets are unusually unaware the tomographer is being used on them. Okay, sneaky, so we get to set some sort of info on the characters while they're unaware.
How much time does that action take?
Oh, we don't know that. We will have to find out as we play. So at that instant, your Raven lets out an incoming message signal. It's from an old friend by the name of Louis Crozier, number 30, leader of a gang called the Scrappers, and he seems desperate. So we need to find Louis, there we go. And we'll put him just in there. My goodness. The artwork on the characters is absolutely wonderful. We'll take a look as we get introduced to more. He begs you to meet him.
Oh, sorry, I was going to say, just remember, team, no matter how fun the colored water looks, we are not going swimming in it.
He begs you to meet him at a designated location in the scrapyard. Location E. It's a matter of life and death, he says, and you owe him a favor anyways, so whatever he needs, it might be a chance to make things even. So we need to find location E. And we grab the location cards.
I suspect he'll need a coffin by the time we get there.
He possibly could do with our involvement, for sure. All right. You do one last equipment check. order the Raven to join you, and prepare to leave. Okay. So, we are all set. We have our tomographer, we have our Zapper, we have our Raven companion. I'm going to move these cards over here because, of course, we will be using those throughout the game. We have the scrapyard, which is the first location. Let's take a look at that card because, like I say, the artwork on this is absolutely fantastic.
Hey, chat, you guys are in this game too, so if you guys want us to go somewhere, we might consult you all.
And
yeah, great art. All these games have great art.
This is it I'm saying Lewis, but it's not. Is it Louis? Louis? I'm probably saying it completely. Lewis, yeah, you see, I want to say Lewis, but amazing artwork, really, really good, really evocative of this futuristic setting.
Yeah, the scrapyard reminds me of a couple of films that Soldier with, I forget the name of the actor in it. He's all dumped in a junkyard.
Right, well, I guess the scrapyard is the only location we have, so shall we head there?
Seems like a plan.
Okay, so in order to go to a location, what you do is you, of course, take your mobile and you scan the QR code. And once that's scanned, you get the next bit of text. Scrap and debris. You've arrived in a forgotten part of the city that still bears scars of the old wars. The Belcourt Dome, shining in the distance, stands in stark contrast to this desolate place. You make your way through the ruins, noticing the only new objects here, several shiny, automated monitoring stations, bristling with cameras. They look completely out of place amidst the surrounding decay. Finally, you reach the coordinates Louis Crozier gave you. You see him waiting next to a scene of slaughter. 2 dead bodies lie in the scrap. One, so we've got number 07, looks like a ganger. With a start, you realise the other, 01, is wearing the uniform of the Belcourt Watchman. So let's find these people before we move on too far. We need 7 and 1. We have 1. And we have 7. So first of all, we have the ganger, which is this guy just here. So he is dead. And then this guy, my goodness, if this is one of our security guards, I'm not too impressed with our level of staffing. So we can put
sunglasses and hair match, and I like that very much.
He looks a little bit like the cyber guy you painted up recently, doesn't he? Yeah. All right. Let's carry on. Let's carry on. So those are both dead. Okay, we've done that. Yes, and we found that. Right, okay, so that basically...
So those 2 up top are dead bodies.
So we have 2 dead bodies. We're in the scrapyard location. We have 2 dead bodies, and we have Lewis. So in fact, actually, is it worth... We should put these here to know that they are in the scrapyard. But they are very dead. They're not going to be moving anywhere.
We should ask them about Lewis.
I don't think they're saying anything.
We should ask Lewis about what's happened, and after that, we should investigate the scene.
Okay.
Okay, but do we really know much about Lewis? We should ask these 2 gentlemen.
They're a bit dead.
They're dead.
Yeah, see, I'm clearly on a team of negative Nancys.
Well, it's always possible we could hold they might have an implant that enables you to hold a seance and find out what the last thing they saw was. But I'll start with talking to Lewis first.
This is the future. Anything's possible. Okay, well, let's talk to her. So basically, we scan. There we go.
Are we the lady? Does that mean I get to ask all the questions?
You are a lady, so you do get to ask all the questions.
I'm a lady.
Right? But this is Lewis, and I think Amberden, you can play this part, so away you go.
I'd prefer better circumstances, but no lie, I'm glad you're here. It goes like this. We have a dead watchman on our hands. That means we have 24 hours at most before the watchmen notice and barge in, guns blazing. They'll call it an investigation, but it will be much worse. We all know how it works. No sane person would kill a watchman unless it was self-defense. I need you to find out what happened. Prove a watchman had it coming. We have some friends among the watchmen. Find Sergeant Fabron in Precinct P09. He should be able to help you. He'll know how to avoid escalation.
Okay. So, we have the precinct. Let's put this just here. And we have Sergeant Fabron is going to be at the precinct. So, we know that's there. Okay. What do we want to do now?
I think we need to investigate the scene and maybe check out the bodies to see if there's any clue on them.
Yeah, should we do that? So, is there any preference?
God. Everyone get ready.
Is there any preference on which body we're going to check first?
Oh, well, clearly we're going to check out the cool pink guy first. I thought we were about to do the whole videoing around the area, because I was about to say, everyone, please get ready.
Yeah, I think check the scene first.
This is one of those scenes. Oh, actually. Oh, well, hang on a second. Yes, maybe we can. Hang on. So let's. Yes, we can search the scene. Okay.
Oh God. Everyone, please pay it. Okay. So this is a little preface to say those who don't know what we're referring to. This game is really cool where you get to look at the phone and actually like spin it around or whatever, like you're looking through the room or the area that we're exploring. However, Monkey likes to go real fast past the important stuff. So we need everyone to be on the lookout. So if you're like, oh, hey, look at that, there's a murder weapon over there. We might be watching Monkey being like, oh, look, what's over here? There's squirrels. And we're all going to be like, but wait, the weapons. So just everyone make your notes of what we see.
Yes,
okay.
yes. I mean,
Monkey has his own particular version. We don't get virtual reality, we get virtual unreality with Monkey.
Yes. There are many, many sets of eyes playing this game with us now, so everybody take note, and then as soon as we finish, type on into the chat what you saw, because we'll all see different things. Okay.
All right, let's do this.
Let's do this. So if I click on that.
I have faith in you, Monkey. I know you'll do us justice. It's all right. I'm just teasing.
I know.
Unless, of course, he's rolling dice.
Oh, here we go.
We're not talking about dice right now.
Here we go.
All right.
Start looking at the scene.
Okay. Okay, so we see a weapon. All right. Oh, some vehicles. Oh, God. Okay, that thing. Oh, there's a body. Where's the other body? Do we need to look up? Where's this other body at? Oh. Okay, he's down there.
You've got no idea how I have to do this.
Oh, I assume as if you're actually standing there looking around.
I have
that gizmo on the ground is obviously worth looking at.
I have to twist the phone all the way around in true 3D.
Oh, look back down right where you're at. Look back down. Down. Ah, that thing. No, go back to the right. What is that?
Oh.
Looked like some kind of data card or something on the ground.
Yeah, or it looked almost like a bag that you see hanging from a hospital. Like, I don't know.
And I also think we need to look at that car in the background. I find that very obviously highlighted circle is either misleading or something important.
Now, so the question is, do you want to look again? Of course, looking again eats up a little bit of time. For those who are new to the Chronicles of Crime games, basically every action has a little time value associated to it. And of course, we've got to solve the case within the time limit.
I think we need to do yes, no, maybe on the cards.
Are we just going to jump straight to the cards? Do we think we're happy?
I think we go to the cards. Can we go back and look again after we've looked at some cards, or is it just
you can absolutely. So let me just.
I mean, we can always come back and look more later. I think we all got a pretty good look.
Yes.
Ish.
I suggest we start by investigating the two bodies, particularly the watchman. I want to see if he's got any sort of clues, like here's my bribe of the week type clue on him.
Okay, so basically we have a whole load of item cards from the scene. Yeah, we have to
do item cards for the scene.
Yeah, so from the scene that we've just explored, I'm going to go through these cards and you're going to tell me which ones to do a yes, a no, or a maybe. All right? So
yes.
So I will speak it out and then you tell me. So firearms.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Holograms.
What is that?
Hologram?
No, like actual holograms, not just the machine?
No,
okay.
think of Leia appearing in sort
of no, I know
style.
what holograms is. I just didn't know if it meant like in regards to like the machinery or like the actual hologram. Well, the actual hologram, I'd say no.
Well, we didn't see any. I didn't see any holograms, so I'd say that's a no. Any games or toys?
No.
No.
Any cybernetics?
Yes.
Any blood and organs?
Yes.
Yeah. Keys and locks?
No.
Headwear?
Those glasses may be, virtual reality glasses might have some data.
Put it as a maybe.
Maybe, okay. Photos and cameras?
No.
Tableware?
No.
I didn't see any tableware. Sports equipment, he wasn't into that. Books and magazines? No. Writing tools and materials? Bedding? No. Clothes? Well, they got clothes on.
I mean, they have clothes on, yeah.
You might want to check the clothes?
Search your pockets.
Put it as a maybe. Was there any animals?
No, clothes are going as a yes.
Oh, clothes are a yes. Okay. You didn't sound certain.
Yes.
Search blood
tools,
yes. Search clothes for blood
tools,
and search pockets, and you're like, oh, so maybe a maybe. I'm like, what?
Bags and purses. Did they have a purse on them? No. Any plants?
No, but what are we calling that urine bag?
That would be a bag. Or it could be medical, couldn't it? So what do you want to do? Plants, no. Toiletries and hygiene?
No.
No.
Flammable objects?
No.
No. Any trash?
Yes.
Lots of trash.
There's lots of trash. We're in a trash yard. Boxes and packaging?
No.
Yes, because that thing on the bag, I think, on the ground could well be packaging.
All right, we'll put it in there.
Okay.
Signs and symbols?
Maybe. I didn't really see anything, but maybe.
Okay. Money? Was there any money that you saw?
No.
Cords and restraining devices?
No.
Communication devices?
No.
Maybe.
Put it in maybe, okay. Furniture? I don't think that was that important. Melee weapons? I didn't see any knives. Did you see any knives?
No.
Yeah, we don't know what that gizmo was, but...
It looked more like a gun.
I think it looked more like a tool. Jewelry, no.
No jewelry. Decorative items?
No.
I think, here we go, Lornor. So screens and displays. I think, yes.
No.
Lornor's saying a tablet might be a comms device. Maybe?
I'd say maybe.
Maybe, okay. Food?
No.
No. Papers?
No.
Footprints and traces?
Maybe.
Vehicles?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Let's
Liquids?
do the footprints and traces because you didn't really focus on the ground much, and I'm sure we could find some.
Liquids?
No.
No. Medicine and drugs?
Maybe.
Bottles?
No.
No.
Right, okay.
Maybe. I don't know. Those things laying next to him, I don't know what those were. So what were our maybes? So here's the thing. Yes, they are wearing jewelry, technically, like their necklaces and stuff. So did we want to keep that one?
We can always come back to it if we don't find anything.
We can. So you got medicines and drugs, screens and displays, communication devices. So that could have been the tablet thing, couldn't it?
I would say medicine and drugs, just in case those things we saw were medical stuff. So I would say yes.
Comms devices, put that in. Headwear, signs and symbols.
Headwear, I think we want to check out those glasses because they may be smart glasses.
Okay, see, Amberden is already set for the future. Right.
Yeah, I think we could maybe pass on those last two, so yeah.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we then use the app to basically scan each one of these, and I'm going to do this pretty quickly to see if there's any relevance. So there's nothing for the headwear. Comms devices. Nothing for the comms. Medicine and drugs. Ah, it looks like an injector of some sort, new and advanced, but empty. So we have found a clue. We found a clue in the medicine and drugs. So that goes up on the top of our board.
I think that means that when you scan tools, you won't find anything.
Ah. Footprints and traces. There is a lot of foot traffic in these parts. Scrappers are often on the move. So, tells us something, but doesn't help. Vehicles. The dead hulls of vehicles from a bygone era don't yield any interesting information. So, we're analysing stuff, but it's not helping. Nothing for the boxes. Let's have a look at the trash.
Why did you scan for boxes? We didn't say yes for boxes.
Oh.
I think it said boxes and packaging.
Yeah, packaging.
Yeah, we
was the
said
packaging.
no.
Oh, well, it's been done. But anyway, trash. Trash is scattered and piled up all around you. However, among it, you notice a discarded multi-tool and an empty injector. Both look new. So we need to have item number 29, which I was just about to scan, is tools. Okay, so that's yielded something and we've not had to scan it. We jump straight onto clothes to check them. This is a watchman's uniform, all right. The dead man, 01, was definitely one of them. The other corpse, 07, is clad in fairly standard flashy ganga outfit. You find nothing of interest in either set of clothes. Alright. Blood and organs. There's a lot of blood here, but then again, this place is a gang war zone. No way of telling which samples are related to your case. Perhaps you need more precise equipment to find what you need. Ooh. Okay. Cybernetics. We've just got a couple last ones to do. There's no cybernetics. Firearms. The last one. The bullet cases lying on the ground came from an old type of firearm. The watchman appeared unarmed. What you first take for a weapon is in fact some form of medical injector, which was item 8.
That gun-looking thing, yeah.
Okay, but
there was shell cases.
Yes, so we put the firearms clue up at the top there.
The fact there's no firearm here tends to imply that they may both have been shot by a third party. So I think we need to examine the two bodies to find out if they were killed with the same weapon.
Okay, so shall we do that? So which one do you want to examine first?
Watchman.
The watchman, he is this guy here, isn't he? Okay, so we go over to that. We scan his QR code. All right. His name tag reads Corporal Pierre Moreau. He has a single gunshot wound in the middle of his forehead. All right. That's it. Shall we scan the other guy? Might as well.
Yep, scan the other guy.
Looks like he was a low-rank ganger. He has several deep wounds in his chest.
So not necessarily shot.
Yeah, I'd like to know what those wounds were, but it doesn't tell us, so we're a bit stuck on that. I'm assuming, since it doesn't say shot wounds, it's probably knife wounds of some kind.
Now,
Poke wounds.
I'm pretty certain there must be a third party involved here.
okay, all right. No, this is good. Okay, this is good. So, how about we use some of our fancy futuristic tech? Why don't we use the tomographer and see what that comes up with?
Okay.
Let's see what it does.
Yeah. So
we just reach in our pocket. Haven't used this before. Let's see what it does.
exactly, let's do that.
Well, auto point, you pat your shoulder.
So the tomographer is ready to use. Scan a character you wish to examine more closely. So who do we want to examine?
Mr. Pink Glasses.
Mr. Pink Glasses, all right. So do that. Scan him. Oh. One thing is certain, he wasn't killed with the same weapon that the bullet casings came from. His wounds were made by some kind of directed energy weapon.
Definite third party.
Oh yeah, Amden, you were on it.
Scan the Watchman.
Okay. Scan the Watchman.
I thought that it was...
Oh.
I figured that we were looking for a third person.
Do that. Right, so I've got to remember that you got to set the tomographer up and then scan the next person. Aha. Here we go. The tomographer indicates that aside from the gunshot wound in the middle of his forehead, there were a lot of drugs in his system. They appear to be the common street-type stims. So that's clue number 3.
I wonder if we scan the injector, it will have those drugs in there or something different.
So we have... Put that in there. So we have some drugs. It's about drugs. So there's a stim sample.
When isn't it?
I know, exactly, yes. Okay. What do you want to do next?
Can we use the tomographer on the injector to see what the injector held?
Okay.
I know it's empty now, but are there any traces? Because it's supposed to be a fancy new injector, which doesn't really tie in with standard street-level drugs.
So that would have been the medicine and drugs, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Or the tools.
Oh. It doesn't work that way. Let me go to that. Yeah, so so the tomographer only works on characters, not on items. And ultimately, it's telling us it looks like an injector of some sort, new and advanced, but empty. So did
the Zapper work on items?
I get the no. Remember, the Zapper is for interrogation. So if we want to try and get some information out of somebody, we basically zap them. We cattle prod them.
An electric punch to the face.
Exactly, yeah. Do
I
we
thought
want
it said
to...
something about cybernetics on the Zapper.
No.
I think at this point we probably need to move to the precinct and talk to that other cop.
True, but do we want to question our contact first? Because he's the one who's... Why is he with these 2 dead bodies?
Good point.
Do you agree, Sarah?
Go to the next place?
I was suggesting that we maybe talk to the person who called us in the first place to see if he's got any more information.
Oh, yeah. Well, duh. I thought he was just our assistant for some reason.
let's just find out just to see if he's got
I think
anything
it was because
else.
you had him at the bottom of the
Right.
of the board there for a while, so I just thought he was like our robot assistant.
No, and he hasn't got much to say either. He's pretty much done his job. Have you found anything?
Can you actually scan the raven and see what the raven is capable of? Because we know it's a robotic raven, but we don't know what it does yet.
Oh, so say goodbye to him, right? And then go to the raven. The raven looks at you with its strangely intelligent eyes. And that's all it says.
Very helpful. Not.
So,
do we want
I guess move on.
Do we want to try the Zapper on Louis just to find out how it works?
No.
And maybe get.
He's supposed to be our friend.
You want to go and investigate and go and talk to the guy at the precinct, don't you?
Yeah, because right now we're just eating up time.
This is true.
Precinct it is.
Okay, so off we go to the precinct. All right.
I mean, it was another officer who killed him because he was doing drugs, and that was an embarrassment to their little organization, so they had to get rid of him.
Nah, just a corrupt cop.
Well, okay, we'll find out. So, on the very edge of what might be considered the city's good side, the white tower of Precinct P09 overlooks the slums. You find your way to the correct section and approach the secretary's desk. Secretary's number 5.
Posh cops with secretaries.
Yeah. Okay, so here she is. Sorry, I should let you have a look. There you go. The art, like I say, the art is really, really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
I like the new camera setup you've got for this. It makes seeing what's on the cards a lot easier.
Good. Glad it's working. Okay, so I guess, do we talk to the secretary?
Yes.
Yeah, let's have a chat to her, find out. Okay, and this, of course, is then over to you, Sarah.
Of course. Okay, so this is the lady that we're talking to right now?
But I believe you're talking as the detective, and of course I should say her name is Kalia Lavelle. So you're talking as Kalia.
Eva Dubois. I read her name tag. The secretary looks tired and busy as she looks up from her screen and listens to me. Sergeant Fabron? Great. So you're his problem, not mine. Come in. Behind her, I see Sergeant Fabron, who just finished talking to a colleague, a woman also wearing a watchman uniform. She notices you and discreetly beckons you to approach.
Okay, and so this is the person that the sergeant is talking to. So we'll just place her in there. Move the raven out of the way.
Guess we start with the sergeant.
So are we saying goodbye to her then? We're not interested in continuing any conversation with her?
No, I would like to, since we're already here, we might as well talk to her.
Yeah, but I'd say we should talk to the sergeant first because that's our contact, and then talk to these guys, talk to her second. Unless she's going to leave. If she shows signs of leaving, we talk to her before she goes.
Okay, so what we doing? Are we going to talk to the sergeant? Are we in agreement to talk to the sergeant?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. All right. I'll do this one. Okay. Louis told me about the problem. A dead watchman is a serious matter, but I owe him a favor, so yeah, I'll help you where I can. If you want to avoid the investigation, here's what you need. First, find a reliable proof that our anonymous shooter killed Moreau. in self-defense. Or a recording of the scene or something. By itself, that isn't enough. The corpse look after its own, but only as long as they're loyal. You need to find something to prove Moreau was bad for Belcourt. Misuse of resources, stealing from the company, that sort of thing.
Pumped full of drugs?
Those elements will help you. Keep the entire thing quiet. Of course, it would be better to get some real dirt on the corporation itself. Then you're almost guaranteed Belcourt will silence the whole thing. But I don't think you're that lucky. So, Sarah, what
So
should we
we
do
have
next?
objectives.
I guess we'll go talk to the lady cop.
You want to go to the lady cop? Or, well, we're still with him first. So, is there?
I'd like to know, what does he know about Moreau?
I was gonna say, or ask him what does he know about the drugs?
The drugs. Okay, let's ask him about the drugs because he might be able to shed some light on that. Ah, there we go. I can't help you officially. Normally we'd get this to the lab, but I can't give you access. Even if I could, for some reason the corporation blocked our accounts a few days back, so the lab is barely functional anyways. What you should do is log into the Goblin Market and find Ariadne. She'll assist you. Okay. So, we have the Goblin Market. Location
Sign
M.
us up. 2 passes.
Yeah. I've got to change camera. Look at this.
I wonder if they'll have artisan soaps.
Ooh, this is the Goblin Market. It doesn't look as if it's a real place.
Cyberspace, here we come.
Yeah, let's put that.
Damn, I
over
was
there.
just hoping for a stroll through like a Sunday market or something.
He did say log into the Goblin Market.
That's true. That is true.
See what he actually knows about the Dead Watchman. Does he know anything about him? Does the Dead Watchman have any sort of reputation or anything?
And we believe. Oh, here we go. Hang on. This is Ariadne. So she's a cyber lady.
An avatar.
Yeah. So we'll put her over there at the market. Okay, so go on, Amadon, you were suggesting?
See what he knows about the Dead Watchman. Did the guy have a reputation?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is he known to be a dodgy cop, or was he previously known?
Okay, here we go. Yeah, all good stuff. The dead man's name is Corporal Pierre Moreau. Listen, I've completely changed my accent to another character now. Almost everyone here has some kind of dirt in their past. There must be something you can pin on him. He used to disappear in the slums for hours. Ask around. See, he sounds more like a sergeant. Okay.
Nice fluff text, but not very helpful.
Yeah, we'll talk to the other lady, but then we'll talk to the secretary, because here's the thing. Secretaries usually know everything.
Exactly, yes. Okay, so we get goodbye to the sergeant. The app is saying, hey, do you want to try and solve the case? No. So let's see if we can talk to her. Okay. She's a sergeant. She's another sergeant. I think this is over to you, Sarah.
All right. Hello. How can I help you?
Before you can respond, a short burst of data forms a message on your display. I'll put back over to you on this one.
This isn't her, right? No, this is just the phone.
This is the phone, yeah. It looks like a phone.
My name is it Jean?
Gene, yeah. I'll go
Because we'll go
Gene.
southern with it if you want. My name is Jeanne Mercier. I don't trust anyone here. Some will just use the info you bring them to start a full-force crackdown on the slums.
Hit the next button.
So whatever Fabron says, bring the proof. You find to me, not him. Do you understand?
Okay, and then you go back to Katia's voice now. Is it Katia? Kalia? Kalia.
I'm Sergeant Mercer, by the way. Call me Jeanne. Wait, what? No.
Right. So what she's done is, in the split second that we introduced ourselves, she actually sent a call
She
through
sent
to you.
us a sneaky text.
A sneaky text, and now you've just done the introduction. That's cool. I like that.
Okay, fine then. So let's fix that.
She must have cybernetics.
So then she winks and smiles at us. I'm Sergeant Mercer, by the way. You can call me Jeanne.
Okay.
Now that we know that those are the same voice.
Yeah. So do we want to ask her about anything?
Yes.
Well,
Ask
we're gonna
her
ask her.
about him, the dead guys.
The dead guy. Okay. Which one? The Watchman or the Ganger?
A watchman.
Yes, both.
Okay, do the Watchman first.
Oh God, I got to do a southern accent for her this whole time. You guys
Yeah,
are gonna have to remind me.
You've set yourself up. Away you go.
Yep. His name was Pierre Morieux. He was a good man, but I can't imagine him stepping out of line. Oh, but I can imagine him stepping out of line. That's two different stories.
So we've
One more victim of the endless cycle of violence. Dead gangers
Two
pop
new
up all the
characters.
time. More often than not, they work for Crozier, Corrine, or the Faceless.
Okay. So we have Corrine, number 13.
I'd also like to ask this lady about the medicine.
That's Corrine. And the
Eleanor,
Faceless,
stop it.
33. Pam. Oh, the Faceless truly is.
Who would have thunk it?
Yeah, there we go. So we're putting these down here because we've been introduced to two characters, but we don't know where they are in the world. So they are just here until we can allocate them to someone.
When we go to the log into the Goblin Market, it's worth checking for the Faceless in the cyberspace there.
Possibly so, yeah, absolutely. Okay. We're having such a blast talking to Jean. I want to ask her so many questions. What should we do now? Should we continue?
Don't we want to ask her about the drugs?
About the drugs. Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Maybe more about the injector than the drugs, because the drugs are common street drugs.
Well, we've already done it, so here we go. Away you go, Sarah.
Drug use in more impoverished districts is regrettably rampant. If you present this to Sergeant Fabron, he will relay you to a specialist who can provide assistance.
Which he's already done.
Yep. Do we want to talk about the injector?
I think we talk about the injector with the specialist.
Okay. So have we exhausted every line of query?
Is there anything else we want to ask this lady?
Not that I can think of, but Sarah, you wanted to grill the secretary.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say goodbye to her. Let's talk to the secretary. So, oh, there you go. You can carry on, Sarah.
Logan, what can I help you with? As long as it doesn't involve account access.
What? Okay.
Ask about the dead guy.
Ask about the dead guy. We'll do the Watchman first, since that's.
Just for Watchmen.
Oh, here we go.
He's dead? That's terrible. I haven't seen him in a while. There were rumors about his involvement with drugs and such, but his track record was always solid and he led many successful raids against the Faceless's gang. Oh, she's getting southern too.
She is, isn't she?
Yeah, it's a slippery slope.
What do we want to? Do we want to ask her anything about the drug scene?
I want to ask her about the gangster guy.
The gangster, as in the faceless guy.
No, the pink guy.
I think the gangster is just a petty common thug which no one will know much about.
Well,
go for it if you want to.
Exactly. With that attitude, no one will know more about him.
Exactly. There we go. Oh, it was a good call, Sarah.
Sorry, can't help you with this.
Guessed it. Should know nothing. I think we should go to the Goblin Market and talk to the specialist next.
Are you in agreement, Sarah?
Unless we want to ask her about the two characters we don't know much about, she might be able to place them.
Yeah, and she may well know something about the faceless guy.
Yeah, well, she has just referenced him, hasn't it? Or her, because we don't know. Oh, there we go.
He deals in drugs and never shows his face. I don't know much more than that. What about the lady next to him?
Okay, let's do that one.
Sorry, can't help you with this. Can we ask her about the man sergeant?
The man sergeant, yes.
He's a good man. Seems to be under a lot of stress lately. He's stressed out. The lab's getting shut down. I think he might be involved.
What? Yeah, I was just going to say, shall we ask her about the other sergeant?
Yes.
Just we get a... Oh, there we go.
She was working closely with Corporal Moru. I think. She's always patient and calm. Almost too nice if you ask me.
Well, we got a lot of information, but I can't see any of it is actually helping us solve the crime yet.
Well, we've got two sergeants who are supposed to be holding the law, but they're kind of becoming into question a little bit, aren't they? And we have a watchman who, again, is supposed to be an upstanding person who's pumped full of drugs. We've got a drugs crime lord. So how deep is the police force into...
Who knows? And then we have this lady who's
scene.
real nice about giving us information, this one sergeant, but then she's also like, hey, only come to me when you find stuff.
Yeah.
We're best friends now, but maybe it's because I'm behind it and I just want to know what's happening.
Well, this is all valid, isn't it? Shall we then travel to the Goblin Market? Do we feel we've done enough here in the police station?
Yeah, Goblin Market.
Okay. So, all the way over to the Goblin Market.
Those of you just joining us know it's not a fun market where we get to go and smell all the artisan soaps.
So it says, do you want to enter cyberspace? I guess we do.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, let's say yes. This
Who
takes
would say no to that question.
Okay, so interesting sort of game mechanic here. We have a certain amount of bioenergy. Bioenergy, I believe we can replenish if we go to our home and sleep overnight. We have 50 pieces. We're now down to 40 by this trip going on into cyberspace. As you log...
presumably hacking or any activity in cyberspace is going to cost us more points.
Yes. There we go. As you log onto the net, the real world around you disappears, replaced by the vivid colours of virtual reality. A digital landscape surrounds you. Strange creatures skulk in odd corners, appearing and disappearing as they visit private subchannels. Yep, that's exactly Discord. Drugs? Asks a small
probably-
owl avatar. So
I'm probably not allowed to do this part. I have a tendency to punch the wall when I'm playing VR.
so we have an owl. Cuckoo, cuckoo. We got an owl.
When does an owl cuckoo?
I don't. He's learning another language.
Sorry, we have foreign owls here. They cuckoo instead of who.
You spot Ariadne's ID as she sends you a greeting from across the room.
What was the number on the owl again?
The owl is number 31. Ariadne's 32.
Okay.
I
suggest we talk to Ariane first.
Interesting note to the players here that this is the year 2400 and we are set in the city of Paris. So in fact, all of our accents are completely wrong and always have been. Okay.
No, they're very right.
Very right. They're wrong, but right. Okay, so whom do we want to speak to first? The owl who's got drugs, or Ariadne as the...
Why'd you make it sound so fun?
Well, he said drugs.
I mean, maybe we should talk to the keeper of the world first before we go talk to the drug-filled owl.
Okay, let's do that.
Can the robot Raven help us in cyberspace in any way? I mean, we still don't know what the robot Raven does.
I should look at the rules. So let's see if there's a bit of text. And
Robot Burb might go run off with Drug Burb and live happily ever after, so maybe we don't want to do that.
Okay, I think that's a bit of text for Sarah. And of course, it's got to be an accent other than Southern now. You've got to move on.
That's all I know. Oh no, see, now I'm just sitting here trying to do it in my head and it's coming off very horribly. Nathan Favreau told me you'd be coming.
No, don't do that.
I told you. No. I already gave the secretary my, operator voice. Sorry, now I'm just doing stuff in my head. I don't, okay. Nathan Fabrin told me you'd be coming. My name is, what is her name?
I think it's Ariadne.
Ariadne?
Ariadne, yes. It's, was she a Greek demigod? She's definitely Greek mythology.
Okay. I assist the Watchman. I can help with analysis of any chemicals or electronics you might encounter.
Ah, there we go.
You help us with drug burbs. You know what? You need some tech. I have a box hidden in the court of miracles. Here are the coordinates. I'll leave some useful equipment here for you. Feel free to use it for the duration of this case.
What useful equipment have we got?
Well, it's called the Sniffer. A construction of my own design. It should be compatible with your frame. It might pick up some details at the scene that your senses miss.
Something to check the bloodstains.
We're just giving her a chippier operator voice.
Yes.
Do I have some kind of hidden agenda? No. I just like giving away advanced technology. Of course I have an agenda. There are bigger matters at work, and you're worth much more as a friend than an obstacle. Do you want my help or not? Yes, threatening tones in a chipper voice is not creepy at all.
No, I like it. she's all smiles, but yeah, there's something under the surface, isn't there? Okay.
You love murdering children in the playground on Saturdays.
So we know that there's some tech waiting for us in location L.
Yeah, Sniffer.
The Sniffer.
That's just what I wanted.
Yeah, I did a quick search on the thing, and apparently the Raven is able to search the internet for information on suspects and can analyze evidence. So exactly how we get it to do that is another matter. But that's if we have a suspect, we can get them to search for
Probably.
web for information. So what happens if we get the cyber raven to search for web for information on the dead watchman?
We'd have to go back to that location. So we should do everything at the location we're at currently, and then if we want to go back to the scrapyard, then we can decide then.
It probably requires pretzels.
You got to feed the raven. It's a cyber raven. Then.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean it doesn't want pretzels.
Oh no, Lorno's there saying you bribe it with robot mice. You see, there you go. Lorno knows. Okay.
No. You bribe the robot owl with mice.
Oh, there we go. Mystical saying Ariadne was a princess associated with labyrinths and mazes and became the wife of Dionysus in Greek mythology. So that was close. That was close.
Huh. Chat's real helpful with these helpful information, yet they're not helping us solve anything.
It's got nothing to do with our crime in the future.
So we check the owl, then go and get this equipment, and if it's a sniffer, we then go back to the original location and check for clues and the blood that we couldn't analyze before.
Well, we're currently still talking to Ariadne, so do we have any other questions we want to put to her?
Yeah, we want to ask her about the dead guys.
Okay, let's do that. So do the Watchman first. All right, here we go. Remember, big smiles, big smiles.
Oh, I just did that. Oh, drugs, you say? Some watchmen have questionable habits. One more reason to keep the whole thing quiet.
Yeah, she doesn't want any of this coming out, does she?
Sorry, not much I can tell you about this individual.
Do we want to ask her about the drugs?
Are we asking her about the drug owl?
No. I mean, the drugs that were found on her. She said she can analyze drugs and so on if we bring her a sample. We don't have a sample.
Yeah, I thought we did.
No, we do.
Yeah.
We do have a sample. Yeah. By having the clue. Let's do that. Yes. Oh. I thought we had scanned the crime scene.
We found that the body had clues of drugs, but we didn't actually find any drugs. We just found the guy had been taking drugs.
Okay, fair enough.
Unless it wants you to scan the medicine and drugs we found at the crime scene, not that card, but the one above it.
Oh, yes. Yeah, hang on. There you go. Yeah, it helps if that was the reference to there was, and this is the actual drugs. So there you go.
Let me check. Drugs. Street-made stims. Something the faceless would provide. But there could be more waiting to be found. Have you sniffed through the crime scene yet?
Okay.
She wants us to take our sniffer to the crime scene.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Anything else we want to do with her before we move on?
Do we want to ask her about the sergeant?
No, I think we should just go and get the sniffer and go to the crime scene.
Okay. Roga, thank you for that resub. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
So we're going to stop talking to her. I mean, what about the owl then before we leave the location?
Yeah, see, I don't know. I want to ask her about the sergeants because what if she knows something fishy about them?
Which
and their virtual reality habits.
you want to check their web history?
Yes.
That's something we should get the Raven to do.
Scan. Yeah, come on. Okay.
I thought that we were still talking to her.
We are. I just clicked out. So let's do the man sergeant first. There you go.
I know him. I work for him in the Watchmen sometimes. Plus, I owe them a few favors. Ooh.
All right. And
what about the lady Watchman?
Yeah.
I've worked for her a few times, but I don't know her all that well. She seems like a proper watchman officer.
Okay.
All right, I guess while we're in this location, let's talk to the drug burb.
So we say goodbye to Ariadne, and let's get the owl. Amberden, do you want to play the part of a drug owl? Yeah.
Why not?
Remember, the sound it makes is cuckoo.
Yeah.
Drugs.
Well
I'm
done.
thinking more of
There
like
we
the,
go.
how many licks owl, so drug?
Okay. What are we asking the owl? I think his answers
The
are just
owl
going
is
to be
much better.
drugs all the time, aren't they? But do we want to
Yeah.
ask him about anybody?
Ask him about
No.
the dead cop.
Dead cop. All right. Let's just do that one, just to sort of test to see what's going to happen. Ooh.
Information
Ooh.
cannot be disclosed about customers.
Oh, he's a customer.
Okay. How about asking the owl about the drugs? Yes, this is our finest merchandise.
Lady, and then the lady cop.
Hang on a minute. Didn't the Zapper do something about hacking cybernetics or something? Can the Raven hack the owl?
Well,
I don't think that's called hacking.
we're talking to the owl at the moment. We'd have to stop talking to the owl. So let's do everything we want to do with the owl first, and then move on to that. So
Yeah, ask the owl about the cops.
about the cops.
Just did.
So what? The
I mean, the
male
live
cop,
cops.
the
Yeah.
male cop or the female cop?
Yes,
Which one?
both.
Okay.
You start with the man. You start with the man first.
Drugs.
Yeah, and we'll do the lady. Ooh.
Information cannot be
Oh.
disclosed about customers.
See, you see, it wasn't a worthless line of inquiry. We found out something here.
Oh, now I'm curious. What about the secretary?
You want to feel if she's in on it? We could just ask about everybody, can't we?
Information cannot be disclosed about employees.
Oh.
it goes deeper the rabbit hole.
Okay, what about the dead gangster?
With that gangster, okay.
The undead gangster. You're expecting
And
to turn up to
Lewis.
that party now, are you? Drugs.
So
Okay, so here's the thing. Why would a gangster not be known by the drug owl?
right. Well, he obviously doesn't
We
have
got-
drugs. He doesn't take
We got
drugs.
we have at least 3 different gangs going round. Louis
What
is
about
one,
Lewis?
Ariane's one, and the Faceless gun. So he may just be the owl. I suspect probably works for the Faceless guy.
Can we ask him about Lewis, or is that? Do we not want to ask about Lewis?
We can. We can find out what. You want to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Drugs.
To be, I forgot that Amerden just pipes up with drugs. Do we want to ask him about Faceless?
I think we should actually. I think this is actually helping us determine.
It really is. Yeah, I say
Who's
ask him
involved,
about
who's
everybody
not.
on the board. Yeah, ask him
I-
about the Faceless and the one next to Faceless.
Yeah, I don't think this is a waste of time at all, and it's just an entertaining to hear Amadon do his voice.
Mr. Faceless himself chooses who he talks to.
Okay, so we're going to assume he's the top guy.
Yeah, he's the leader for sure. But what about the one next to him?
Who else? Who else was?
Ariane, the woman.
He was a customer. So these two watch people were customers. She's an employee. This sergeant's not involved. He's the big guy. Let's do the one next. And then there's nothing on that. So we're getting a little bit of a hierarchy here, aren't we?
Drugs.
It's like it's like Everett.
I think you should check. I think you should check the specialist as well.
Specialist. As in Ariadne?
Yeah, the cyber specialist.
As if she's on drugs. Oh, hang on. Yeah, there's nothing from her. It just says drugs. I'm going to save you doing that. But I am going to just to be complete. Yes, and then Lewis is not involved either. So there we go. We've identified. We have a potential big boss. We have 2 customers. And we have an employee. Everybody else who's kind of lower down are not involved.
And we still don't know what the Ariane or whatever her, the woman crime boss is involved with.
This one, yeah, no, don't know.
I'm just going to take a short break to visit Bathmere. Back in a couple of minutes.
Okay. So, Sarah, where do we want to go next?
I mean, I guess we have an unexplored location we should go to.
Should we go to that then? Yeah. You're happy leaving, so goodbye to that. So we're going to exit cyberspace.
Yeah, I think asking the owl about everyone was a smart move.
Yeah, it was. So here we go. We've left cyberspace. The clean, white environment feels oddly uncomfortable after the time you spent in the neon twilight. You see Eva Dubois. She's sitting behind her desk. She's very preoccupied with her work. Some distance behind her, you notice officers Fabron and Mercia. Oh, that's interesting. So, it's because we were here and going to cyberspace, we actually haven't left that environment. We just went virtually. So, we're still there. So we definitely, know more about these. So we're going to head over to this marketplace, yeah? Now, Amberden did say, and I did read on the rules, we can use the Raven to basically go and give us some information about characters. So, shall we do that? Shall we use the Raven to just see how it interacts?
Okay.
Yeah. If we're still at the Goblin Market,
we've left Amberden, but what we're actually doing is because the Goblin Market was cyberspace, we are still in the police precinct. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the Raven to analyze the secretary. So we got the Raven going. And then we click over on the secretary. Oh, here we go. Now got to do a Raven's voice. Dubois, Eva, Belcourt Watch civilian operative. Accusations of collaborating with an organized crime syndicate 10 years ago. Unsubstantiated. Case dropped. That's my best sci-fi voice. The female cop, okay. Mercia, Janine, Belcourt Watch Sergeant, exemplary service, 1 accusation of bribery, unsubstantiated, case dropped.
Snap.
Do we want to check the main sergeant while we're at it? Let's do the whole lot.
Yeah?
Yeah? We got our clever Raven. Fabron, Nathan, Belcourt Watch Sergeant, exemplary service.
Yeah, see, she was being too nice to us, telling us to go to her.
Yeah.
But one thing that disappointed me a bit in the going to the Goblin Market is that we didn't have a sort of like virtual reality shot of cyberspace from the Goblin Market, which would have been cool.
Well, you never... Again, you never know. There will be crimes committed in cyberspace, so we will have a crime scene to investigate in there in one of the stories. So that's something to look forward to. Okay.
Well, at this point, I think we go and get our gizmo from the new location L and then go back to the crime scene and sniff it.
I think that makes sense.
Hear that, folks? Let's go sniff some stuff.
Just not for drugs.
Okay. The Court of Miracles. In the shadow of the old cathedral, a particular market has grown. Bright lights and strange smells assault your augmented senses as all manner of strange and forbidden dealings happen around you. You find the shack that Belle Duclair, the fixer, calls her shop. So she's number 26. Oh my goodness. The location of Ariadne's lockbox blinks on your display. The object is well hidden behind piles of scrap, but you find it without any problem. It quickly confirms your biometrics and unlocks. Inside, you find the Implant 01 Ariadne is lending you. It's of modular design and slots easily into your ports. A moment after you do so, blinking indicators on your display confirm the implant is ready to use. So, event, you have received a new cyber implant, the Sniffer. Use it at any location where you can. Search the scene. Scan the Sniffer card before searching the scene to highlight details that might be impossible to detect with the naked eye. But remember, Sniffer only highlights what you would normally be hidden. It's always worth to look around before activating it, as the sensor data it displays may just as well obscure clues easily visible to the naked eye. So we have... We have item 1, which is the Sniffer. And it's a sort of glass. It's a heads-up display glass type piece of apparatus.
While we're here, I think we should talk to the fixer and maybe ask her about that souped-up injector.
Okay, well, let's see what she has to say. Over to you, Sarah.
Yeah, what would she sound like? You guys, this has a lot of different ladies in it.
With the name Belle, she probably would sound southern.
But she's definitely had lots of cyber implants. She's a bit more. I think she's a bit more electronic now.
Taking my head like a robot with like issues wouldn't really come across audibly, I don't think. The name's Belle, but they call me the Fixer. I've heard about you and what you do. It'll be a pleasure doing business with someone of your reputation.
Fantastic. Yes, that's exactly. I was just
Nicely done.
I was just thinking, you want it to be one of those AI voices. Brilliant, love it. Okay, what are we going to ask Belle about?
Any companies out there need some really shoddy voice work? I'm available.
No, it's awesome. It's good stuff. Okay.
Consistency in character voices. Everyone's sounding the same. I'm your person.
Maxine Headroom, very good. Yes, like it. So, what shall we ask the Fixer about?
I mean, we need to find out as much as we can about everybody that we can.
Ask her about the injector.
About the injector. Okay, let's do that, because that sounds reasonable, doesn't it? Tech, she probably. No, she's got nothing to say about the injector.
Sorry, I've got nothing to say about this. What is that?
I can't think of anything else to ask her about at the moment. I think she's the future resource when we find some gizmos or tech to inquire about.
Okay, let's. Go on, Sarah. Do you think that there's?
Do we want to ask her about people? Because if she's a fixer, and these people got off on charges.
I'm thinking she's a fix of tech rather than a fix of
Oh.
of dirty deeds type stuff.
So go for it if you want to ask.
I don't know.
One thing I would suggest is once we've decided to stop talking to her, we could get the Raven to check her out.
That's definitely worth doing.
Let's just ask her real quick about the lady cop, just to make sure she would know nothing.
Yeah.
And
okay.
also about the lady, cyberspace lady.
Oh, away you go, Sarah.
Yeah, I saw her here a few times. It didn't seem like official business, mind you.
Okay, do we ask her about the assistant then, yes? Because she's the higher level up?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I've seen her around a few times. A Belcor secretary, you say? What would she be doing in these parts?
Very nicely done, sir.
I did a hand motion with that one.
Yes, I'd like to see you acting it out completely. Anybody else do we... Well, we got her voice. Anybody else we want to ask?
I did a mechanical hand turn with her.
Cyber lady, or maybe the owl? No, I think the cyber lady.
Cyber lady? Okay.
I feel like this lady is using words that she shouldn't be using. Okay. She freelances if you want some lab work done. I heard she's good. Don't know her personally. Hangs out around the Goblin Market. More often than not.
I feel like her servos are starting to give up. Okay.
Yeah, we're making her work too hard.
Is that it for Belle Duclair?
I can't think of anything else to ask her. Not at the moment.
Sarah, are you happy?
I'm here if you need anything else.
Yes. So let's say goodbye to her. Let's get the Raven going. And let's see what the Raven has to say. Duclair Bell, known as the Fixer, operates from the Court of Miracles. Clients include Crozier Lewis and Queen Corinne. Ooh, so...
It's definitely worth asking about those two.
So do we want to go back and ask her now more questions about the two characters that we didn't ask her about?
I don't know. I think we should go and do the sniffing, because I think the sniffer will give us a better direction on what we're looking for.
Okay, Sarah, are you in agreement?
I'm sure.
Yeah, all right. So we'll say goodbye to that. We go back then to the scrapyard. Okay, so Louis Crozier is standing guard surveying the area. You notice several of his armed scrappers hiding in the shadows, but they fade from sight as soon as you look at them. The bodies of 1 and 7 are where you left them.
I think we use the sniffer and go for the virtual reality scan.
Now, okay, so if we scan on that, the sniffer activates, highlighting outlines and data feeds flood your senses. You should now search the scene again. Oh, goodness me, here we go.
Oh God, everybody, pay attention. Remember to look at the ground this time, monkey.
I will do my best. I will do my best. So, search the scene. Okay, let's get this set up. Here we go. You're looking for points of interest. Oh, look, there's tech and there's things.
Oh, God. 01, 05. What is that? Okay. This is a man. Yep, we knew about him. Yep, we know about that guy. What is that machine over there that we were looking at?
Nothing.
Hey,
up
look at
there.
the ground.
I'm looking at the ground. Looking at the ground. Nothing on him. What's that? It's a 21. The numbers are probably going to refer to cards. So somebody write down the numbers.
Yeah, I got it. 1, 5, 21. Yeah, what's this number 5 over here? What's all that? Okay, look on the ground right here.
Oh, too late. Too late.
Okay. 1, 5, 21.
Okay, so that was a 1, 5, and a 21. So it's just So what we're going to do is it's coming on to past. No matter where we are. Did we do 5? We haven't done 5, have we? No matter where we are, at coming on to 10 to 9, sorry, 10 to 9, we will go and try and solve the case.
Okay.
Trying to find 5. Where's 5? Oh, there's 5.
I was supposed to say, is it already on the board?
So, well, it's saying food, but we scanned. Did we scan food? Food
No.
and blood and
We
organs.
didn't scan food.
Okay, let's give it a go. No, it says nothing on the food. You locate and collect a previously unnoticed fresh blood sample from the monitoring station. It's unlikely that it came from either of the dead men. Interesting. So, the blood and organs, we have found a clue.
We need to take it to the non-existent lab, which means the computer lady can help analyze it, right?
Yeah, the cyber lady can analyze that.
Now, nothing's told us. So, you said... Yeah, interesting that the one... Okay, so are we happy, or do we want to go and look again, just in case?
No, we want to go get that blood done.
Right, okay.
Yeah, what happened with the... If you scan number 5, card 5 again, do we get a different result now we've sniffed the area?
That's what we've... That's what we've just done. So because we sniffed the area, it revealed card 5.
What is card 5? Is that the blood?
Blood and organs. Yeah. So the first time round, we didn't find it. Now that we sniffed it, we have found it. It was an unfound sample.
What was 21?
I thought was it 21. Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I missed that. There you go. Hang on.
We had 1, 5, and 21.
Okay, let's just do that one. Oh,
are you working with them too, Monkey?
No. You need to make sure I have the numbers. So here we go. Well done. A nanobot trace. You perform a quick scan and collect a sample from the cluster of nanobots picked up by the sniffer.
Definitely need to go and get stuff analysed.
Awesome sniffing. There.
Yep, let's go get this stuff analyzed.
What was number 5? So we've had 1, 21, and 5. So what was the third one? Because we've only had 2 results so far.
Yeah, the other one was the food, and there was nothing there.
So why did it show up on the sniffer?
If numbers are correct, that was item number 1. Item number 1 is food.
The other thing is that Raven is supposed to be able to analyze stuff, so maybe get that Raven.
Not item 1, person 1.
Person 1. Okay. Oh,
They
right.
first scan the person.
Oh, yes. The sniffer picks up something. There are a lot of stims in his system. Right, we already knew that. Right, okay. So there we go. Yeah, okay, before we found it. So yes, it was right. It was person one, wasn't it?
Can we get the Raven to analyse the injector? Because the Raven is supposed to be able to analyse everything. I wonder what it will actually...
Or the Raven analyze the cop.
Okay. Raven. I don't think this is going to do it because I think it only does people. No valid intel to give.
Yeah, to the person. Do the person.
Which person?
We already did the dead cop. We just got he was a suspect and so on.
Oh.
The Raven we did?
Oh, the Raven was blinking out for a second there. So here we go. Information on Moreau Pierre, Belcourt Watch Corporal, accused on several occasions of brutality. You can tell by his face.
The other one is get him to check out Louis.
Might as well while we're here. Crozier Louis, known as the Scrap Lord, gang leader, numerous offences on record. Right, okay.
What did he say about the gang, the dead gang member?
In fact, actually, yes, we never really checked on this, did we? So here you go. We'll do the voice. Fade Luke, gang member, connected to Queen Corrine. Numerous offences on record, including violent crimes.
But no drugs.
Are we starting to sort of work out some kind of hierarchy of things that are going on? Who's connected to who? Right. Shall we go now to get Ariadne to help with these
Yes.
blood and organs and that? Yeah.
Yes, please.
So let's move that.
And
Let's
the nano machine.
go to cyberspace. We do want to enter cyberspace. We now have no bioenergy left. We would have to go back to our apartment to sleep.
So does that mean we can't ask questions until we've got some bioenergy?
No. We can ask questions, and we're in cyberspace. It just means that once we come on out, we can't go back on in, and we can't use any of our tech because that takes up energy as well. We'd have to go.
Let's ask her to analyze the blood and the nanotech.
Okay, so she's going to analyze for us, and she's going to do the blood. Oh, there you go. Over to you, Sarah.
It doesn't belong to either of the dead men. It might belong to the killer or the person who stole the component.
What's the component?
Nah.
That's something new.
Just let me run it through the system. Beep, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, beep, beep. And here we go. It belongs to one Philip Aziz, also known as Lil Phil, gang member, but young. You might want to find him. A very likely suspect, all things considered.
Okay.
Check out the nano machines then.
The cybernetics, yeah.
You don't see something like this every day. It's basically the next step in drug evolution. Performance-wise, works straight on your brain, increases physical capabilities. But more curiously, the bots don't disappear for a long time after use. With proper equipment, anyone who injects them is trackable. Don't you wonder where people on the street are getting this tech?
We do wonder.
Yeah, from the corporation.
Just a straight face looking at her. Yes.
Is there any way we can get her to tell us how to track, get the equipment to track these biomachines?
I don't know. I think
how do we ask her about her last statement?
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, we could try and scan it again to see if it continues the line of inquiry. Nope, it basically just says the same thing. So you don't find out from her.
Try scanning tools and see if that.
Wouldn't we want to scan him since he was a new thing that we found stuff on?
Who was a new thing? There was nothing on the tools.
The body. We scanned the body and had found stuff on it with the sniffer. So anything that we successfully used a sniffer on, I think we should have her look at.
Okay, so
and the dead cop was one of them.
Yeah, well, okay, so on drugs, you say some watchmen have questionable habits, so it gets given us the same dialogue that you read before.
Well, I think we should get the. We're not. Can we get the Raven to scan this new guy, Lil Phil or whatever his name is?
No, because we've not met him. We've just been told about him.
Can we ask her about him?
Okay.
I suggest we scan the card to start with. It might give us some clues on where to find him.
Okay, here you go.
He was at the scene. If he was part of the deal, you'll likely find him through the faceless. Do you think he's the killer?
All right.
I feel like Dora the Explorer. Do you think he was the killer?
Given that the faceless is currently appears to be a cyber person, can we scan him or get the Raven to check him out while we're in cyberspace?
Could try. Let's
ask her about him since we're talking to her.
Well, I've just gone onto the Raven, so let's do that.
Why'd you leave her?
Okay. Name unknown, location unknown, physical description unknown, untrackable. Known to provide combat stimulants to all sides of various inter-gang conflicts. Unknown.
Well, now that we have the Raven up, might as well ask him about Lil Phil.
Oh, okay.
Not to be confused with doctor or uncle.
Aziz Philip, age 18, wanted for 5 separate minor offences. Attempting tracking. Attempt failed. What about the Queen? Should we ask about the Queen? Oh! Suddenly, the lights in the Goblin Market fade as your consciousness is ripped out of the net and back into your physical body. The noise of the scrapyard floods your ears, no longer dull and distant. Among the din, you hear the footsteps of a would-be thief, startled by your sudden awakening.
So we got a new location.
Years of training have rendered your senses sharp, even though the haze of the net. But you know you shouldn't make yourself vulnerable in dangerous places.
Oh, E is the scrapyard. We're asking about the Queen, right?
Well, we've got somebody wandering around at the moment, so maybe we got a chance to use the Zapper on that would-be thief.
Or do we have to search for the thief?
Not well. I don't know. Actually, Rogue is fight. I don't know. I've not experienced a situation like this. Because
did it give us a card for the thief?
No, it's not giving us anything. It's not. There was no indications. It was just ripping us out of cyberspace, wasn't it?
What happens if you scan the scrapyard again? Has the information on that updated?
So we're already there.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, can we look around to see this so-called thief?
Okay. have a look. I'm not quite sure it works that way, but let's have a look. No.
Seeing anything. So that card basically sort of pulls us out of cyberspace, but we don't seem to be able to do anything about this, finding this thief.
Wow, it's really letting me just search as much as I like now. Oh, there we go. Okay. So,
Since we don't seem to be able to do anything about the thief, I think we have to go back to our digs and rest to get recharge our cyber organs and so on.
Which means we're gonna have to solve with what we got.
pretty much, yes.
It's okay. I got a whole story played out of my head.
Do you think you'll know all the answers to the potential?
Yeah, we just got to hear the questions.
Gotta hear the questions. I'm not quite sure where we go from here. We haven't met any of these characters in person. No location has opened up for us.
Know why when I saw Lil Phil, I instantly thought of the Hamburglar. I want to know why my brain made that connection.
Because
Maybe
your
it's the eyes.
your brain is thoroughly bizarre.
I think it might be the eyes. I don't know. Now I gotta Google the Hamburglar to see why my brain is thinking Hamburglar.
Who could we talk to that would put us in contact? Do we want to be talking to the Faceless and Little Phil?
Maybe Lil Phil.
Well, the only person we might be able to get a link through is the Cyber Owl, as we know that works for the Faceless, but we can't go back in because we've run out.
Yeah.
We've run out of points.
And we can't go talk to Phil because we don't know where he is.
Actually, hang on a minute. Maybe the Fixer could give us something to track those nanobots.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, let's go with that then. We'll make this the last sort of ditch effort as far as trying to get a lead, because you know how these games.
I gotta talk like a robot again.
these games can spiral. So we are back in the Court of Miracles, and we'll talk to the Fixer. Got anything interesting? Oh, we do. We have nanobots. Okay. Where you go, Sarah?
Let me tell you, this is some next-gen stuff. The kind of thing the Faceless dabbles in.
How about asking her then about the Faceless? Can she link us? Oh.
I don't know where he is. No one knows. He never shows up in person, but I can do some tracking and... Voila. I think I found the office. One of his minions. Dailung. Careful. It's guarded. Have fun.
As a guess, Sarah, at some point you played the Half-Life games, or the one with Gladius, the computer and the cake.
If you're going there, I'd appreciate it if you brought back any data on his operation you find. You know, as a favor No, I don't know what you're talking about, but I was going to be like, maybe Black Mesa can help you. Haha.
Very good, very good. Oh, so there we go. So we now have a potential location for the Faceless. We have a new place for us to go, which I'm going to just show you because we may.
It's a pity we can't continue this next week.
So there you go. There's a beautiful city vista.
Very Blade Runner-ish.
It is, isn't it? And our new contact is futuristic Alfred. Now we have him in there.
I must admit, the art on these cards is a lot better than the previous ones.
Well, each game is done in a different style. You know, it's what style appeals, isn't it? Okay. So, I think, though, time allowing, we have to go back to the police station to basically finish up. So, I think we're going to draw a line there, even though we've now got a new area to go and investigate. Do you think you can answer some questions and solve the case with the information that you've received so far?
It's like a pop quiz we weren't prepared for. We'll give it a try.
Give it a try. All right, let's do that. So let's go to the cop.
We got over 100% once on something, and I think that's what matters.
Okay. So we're
At
gonna
the Staywell Hotel.
we're gonna solve the case. All right, here we go. What proof do you have that Moreau made Belcour lose money?
Moreau
Injector.
is the dead cop, right?
He is, yeah.
I would say the injector and the nanobots.
You can only scan one thing.
Nanobots.
Okay.
Yeah, they're the ones that said that he was filled with a bunch of stims, right?
So you need to bring solid proof to the Watchman, 3 or 4, to have any hope of resolving this matter peacefully. So
The blood.
Okay, so
The blood work.
who are we giving the evidence to? To the male or female
The
sergeant?
man.
The man?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely the man.
Definitely the man. Giving it to the man. How's your progress? We don't have much time left, so can I help you with anything? Are we going to... So what we've got to give
Blood
him
and
something.
organs, maybe? Yeah, the blood? No, the cybernetics?
Cybernetics, yeah. No, he's not...
Okay, then
I
the
don't-
blood
I
and
don't think we've
organs? Or...
I don't think we've gotten enough to answer
Yes.
any of the questions.
Yeah, basically,
Are
I
you sure
think...
we can't? Are you sure we can't continue this next week?
Unfortunately not,
Scan
no.
Lil Phil! Scan Lil Phil!
Unfortunately, we only have so much time to be able to play in this. So
Scan Lil Phil.
well, we're kind of talking to the sergeant now. So if I say goodbye to
I know
that,
we are. So we tell him about Lil Phil.
Okay, all right, hang on. Do that. Do that. Okay. That kid was involved in Moreau's death. Only a fool would loot a monitoring station. Those things are tracked. It's only a matter of time before we find him now. Excuse me for a moment. I'll tell Sergeant Mercier to locate him and bring him in. Sergeant Mercier leaves with her squad to find and arrest Little Phil. Judging by amount of hardware they're packing, they don't expect it to be a peaceful operation.
Oh god, I just sent them to kill a child.
Yeah, I think things are going to go badly for Little Phil very quickly. Very quickly. Right.
Don't worry, Phil. The cake is great.
So we didn't solve the case, and I think it highlights that there is so much more for us to investigate on this. I think we're only just scratching the surface, aren't we?
Yeah, there seems to be a lot more to this than the earlier games.
Again, well, maybe we spent too much time asking questions in some of the other ones. We kind of zipped through, didn't we? You know.
Yeah, we should have started with the owl.
The owl knew everything. The owl is like R2D2. It's been and seen everything. Knows everybody.
The owl set up the players for us of who was in what, who was not, who was innocent of drugs.
Yeah, I really like this. This is a game that I like the theme, just automatically. That's just a personal preference. I think the artwork is all really, really strong throughout. Really beautiful, yeah. I just like, but the theme adds just so much for me personally. You know, I'm getting that sort of Blade Runner-y sort of vibe from it, and because we are going from the real space to the virtual space. And I know that that's going to have a larger part in some of the other cases. And basically, these form a campaign. So they do sort of link together. You don't have to play them in order. They are independent, but your character's going to go through a bit of progression, which is quite cool.
How many cases are there in the game?
There's a tutorial. There are 3 cases. And I think there's an end big sort of showdown case. Am I right in saying that? Let me just I come out to that, go to the main menu. There are so many. We've got the tutorial. This is Underworld Rhapsody, to which there are 3 cases. So Icarus Descends is the one that we were on. Then it's Ariadne's Fate, and then the Laments for Orpheus. And then after that, it's Endgame. So there's a tutorial and there's 4 cases, which is typical for all of these games. But they've released a bonus. So if you have the various boxes of the Chronicles of Crime set, so 1400, 1900, and now 2400, there is an additional selection of games. This is the Chronicles of Time expansion, the Pursuit of Knowledge. Then there is the Bitter Pill and the Dream That Never Ends. So there's loads of content to enjoy. Yeah, so much stuff.
It seems to get some very good reviews as a solo game. It's good for me.
Yes, no, I can well imagine that. You know, sitting down. This, of course, you don't have to read out, but you'll hear all the voices in your head, won't you? Maybe you'll have better voice acting than what we've done tonight. So yeah, I like it. I mean, I've always liked the Chronicles of Crime games. They've always been really enjoyable. I guess it's a case of just what theme appeals to you. These stories are always really interesting. And this one, yeah, I think we have just scratched the surface. I think there's so much more. So which is ideal then that we have not got to the end. We've not been able to solve the case. And that allows then other people to carry on and find a conclusion. So if you do end up playing this game, leave a comment below and let us know how you did. Okay, I guess that pretty much brings me to wrap things up. So thank you, Sarah and Amberden, for joining me this evening on Playing the Game. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been fun. I wish we had a bit longer to play and finish things, but we are limited by what time we have. Indeed we are. Well, it keeps everybody wanting more. That's the best way, isn't it? All right, I'll just bid you both good night, and I'll see you next week then.
Thank you so much, and I think that the urge to want to continue playing is always a good sign for any game.
It is indeed.
Yep, you got a point there.
All right.
But thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye for now,
see
then.
if I can get a copy of this.
Bye-bye.
Okay, and so my thanks to Sarah and Amberden for joining us this evening to play Chronicles of Crime 2400 from Lucky Duck Games. We'll be playing games, in fact, again next week on Monday night and on Wednesday night. Next week is a week of games. So come and join us on Monday for a game of Demeter, which allows an infinite number of players to take part. I will be putting the score pad onto the channel's Discord page over the weekend. All you need to do is print out the score pad and you can take part in the game, either via the chat or coming on in live on the voice chat. And then on Wednesday, we're going to be playing Once Upon a Plunder. This is a really, really fun game. And again, it is an open mic session, so players are welcome to join us live on stream to get involved on that. So those are the two games that we will be playing next week. But until then, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Bye for now.